Taurus, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Taurus, it looks like you're hoping to invite in a little bit of chaos. It looks like you want to drop the strategy. You had a plan, you had a system, you had a whatever it was, and you kind of want to let go of that and you want to bring in that little bit of chaotic vibe because you're just like, you know what? It takes a lot of energy to keep this chaos at bay. What would happen if I just let the chaos come in, let the chips fall where they are, and then just pick up the pieces afterward? So you're actually kind of hoping to. It's strange because Taurus, I mean, you guys like to have everything very systematic, but it kind of feels like you're like, you know what? I'm just going to let it all fall apart a little bit and then see what I can do with the pieces that are left over. You know, maybe you just need a break. The fear in the situation, or the portion that brings anxiety, is that you won't be able to manage the resources if things get a little bit too chaotic, and you know that will disrupt your emotional stability. And ultimately, you fear that if the chaos continues for too long, because you want to let in just a little bit of chaos, you don't want everything to all fall apart. You just want to take your hands off the wheel for a while and see what it is that you're really working with. But you fear that if you do that for too long, then you won't be able to manage your resources and you'll have to rely on somebody else because this Nine of Cups in the inverse it can sometimes represent like codependency. Yeah. So you feel like if you let you want to let in just the right amount of chaos and you're not sure what that is proportionately, you know? Because you fear if it's too much, then you're no longer standing in your own element anymore. You're no longer um, relying on yourself and your independence anymore if you let too much of it in. The reality of the situation is you're actually doing a really good job strategizing your environment, manipulating your environment in order to get what you need out of it. There's a lot of swords here. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of truth of the matter that's coming out, Taurus. Hmm. See, ultimately, the worst disruptions have already happened. Like the really bad chaos is far behind you. But the emotional ties to that chaos still exist, which is probably why you're toying with the idea of letting it happen. I did talk to somebody else about this. One of the other signs I talked about, being addicted to the pain. Taurus, I think you've been in chaos for so long, you're addicted to the chaos. So when things start to feel good, you're like, where's the chaos? Maybe I should let some of that chaos in. And you don't know why you do it, do you? You don't. It's almost like you have been putting the pieces of the puzzle back together or cleaning up somebody else's mess for so long that if there's nothing left to clean up, like what's your purpose? What's your value? What's your role in this situation? Maybe Taurus, instead of letting in more chaos and poking at that bear, maybe you should let it be. Oddly enough, when I said that, I pulled two tens. The 10 of wands in the inverse and the 10 of swords in the upright. The 10 of swords in the upright is about a painful ending, but the worst part is over. The 10 of wands, I reference this as the burdens of responsibility, is usually a sign saying it's time to rework your priorities because This card is called the Burdens of Responsibility because each one of these wands is a responsibility that you picked up either out of necessity or out of a passion, out of a desire, you know? But no matter what, as you take on more work, as you take on more things, as you take on more growth, there's responsibilities that come with that. The responsibilities aren't yours anymore. So why would you let in the chaos and take on the responsibility that's not yours? Because this ended a long time ago. And the worst part is over. But you just don't feel right without the chaos. So you're clinging to the chaos. Taurus, it's time to take a breath and let that go. Don't invite in more chaos. Just enjoy your time without it. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next week.